have to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up. And throughout the world today.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Thank you all for being with me. I absolutely appreciate it. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there in the world. Whole wide world. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you had a interesting Mother's Day celebration. And now you're ready to get back to work. I was trying to notice if yesterday felt like a holiday. Because normally Mother's Day feels like a holiday. They make it such a big deal. And you see, but I don't know if it felt that way yesterday. It was a nice day in LA as far as weather-wise. But happy Mother's Day. We had amazing fellowship yesterday. It was deep. If you were not there, or you didn't get a chance to watch it due to Mother's Day, you can podcast. It was, for those that want to overcome, it was a blessing. It was like insight like never before. So check it out. We dealt with well, I'll get to that. Let me do this. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show, jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you're like busy doing whatever it is that you're doing, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing, and you don't have time to just sit and watch the show, you can listen to the show live no matter what you're doing and where you are. You can listen to the show live by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live on your iPhone or iPad. And the number is 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. Wow, it's getting a little easier. It is getting amazing. A little easier. This number, that is. It was a mess when I first started with it. I'm like, I'm truly black and slow. But I got it this time. It getting easier. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, and we are going to get to your comments from yesterday's fellowship. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. It's amazing. So it's Monday. For those who might be new to the show and don't know it, and this is not familiar with that, you heard about it? Every Monday is fee, even though we take all calls, men and women, everybody, and their mama, Mondays are Female Mondays.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
It's amazing, but true. But true. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. We dealt with last week biblical question in the fellowship yesterday. What is real power? And you can podcast that to hear more about it. But we talked about what fake power is. How a government can force us to go to war. And it's a fake war. It's because they want ego gratification. And they feel like they have power, so they can do that. The government, whomever, your parents or someone can make you do whatever they want you to do, especially with the mothers, and they have a false sense of power. And the average person, the average human being does not know what real power is, but you can know. When you realize that you don't know, then you can know what real power is. All right, so go to rebuildingaman.com/church, and you can listen to yesterday's fellowship or any day. Any day. You can listen to all the Sunday fellowships. I have a brand new biblical question. And this coming Sunday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, we're going to deal with week before last biblical question, can you really know a person? I tried to deal with it week before last, but it didn't work out well. I was like, let me put this on pause. But we're going to deal with that. But I have a brand new biblical question for this week. And it's a doozy. You know how, because human nature is evil, human beings are evil, and all human beings are evil until they start to overcome. And most are never going to work on overcoming evil. They love their evil. They love their hell, and they love trying to impose their hell on others, because hell cannot accept itself. It got to impose. It got to work to destroy others. And so, but all human beings have this evil nature. And so it occurred to me last night, let's make this. And you know how human beings are always pointing the finger at other people? They always gossiping and trying to hurt other people. But they tend not to want nor see the evil within themselves. They don't see it within themselves. So I was thinking about this. I reflected on it for a minute, and I understand it. And I'm like, let me make this a biblical question. Let me make this, again, to get those who really want to see, to understand themselves. Know thyself. And I realize most people are not going to want to know themselves. They love their hell. They love their misery. And I'm fine with that. As God is fine with you living in your misery, living in your hell, so am I. I'm okay with it. Brand new biblical question, and it's a doozy. What does evil look like inside of you? What does evil look like? Oh, we don't have it. Oh, okay. We don't have the clip yet. Sorry about that. We will get it. But what does evil look like inside of you? Isn't that an amazing question? So you have all this week. You have the whole week to look at you to see what does evil look like inside of you. Isn't that amazing? You have all week to look at you. You're going to be stunned at what you find, how evil you really are. Most people don't want to look at evil within themselves. They don't want to admit, not even privately to themselves, that they are evil, and as a result, they can't overcome it. You're never going to overcome evil until you can see that you are evil. You and the devil are one. You and the devil are one. You're the devil, and the devil is you. Isn't that amazing? So that's the brand new biblical question. Before I go to the phones, and I see the calls, 888-7753-773. We're going to get to all of your calls. I'm wondering out loud, do you remember when people used to work hard? All my life, I've had to work hard. And when I say I've had to do it, it wasn't a problem. I wanted to do it. I was taught that way all my life. And I've always, it's just been natural. We all have it inside of us from God, given to us at birth. It comes with a package that if you work, you can always have food on your table. You're going to always have a roof over your head. You'll be able to take care of yourself. But if you don't work, you don't eat. The Bible said, God said, if you don't work, you don't eat. But mama spirits want to feed you anyway in order to control you. But if you don't work, you don't eat. Well, in my country, my country is now losing the spirit of work, of hard work. And when I say hard work, meaning be glad to have a job. It's like, do your best on the job. And when you make an agreement with a company, another company, you're an employee, and you make an agreement with the employer that if you pay me X amount of dollars, Monday through Friday or however long, I promise you I'll do the best I can. And I'm going to treat your business the way I would treat it if it was my own business. The work ethics are gone now. And with a lot of young people to think about, even the thought of work is a pain. They don't want to have to work. They'd rather go to college and not have to work and make mama and daddy, most of the time, mama pay for their education than to go to work. I want to show you one of the worst Amazon delivery ever. And I want you to pay attention to this because this is becoming a norm in the post office, the banks, no matter where you go, the supermarket. It's becoming a norm. Watch this from X. Run all over the grass and everything. Isn't that amazing? And they don't care. Running over the people's grass, Looked like the truck ran into the garage or something. And then backing out, ran into the fence that appeared. And
What the?
didn't even look back. Don't even care. My country's gone. I want my country back, but it's gone. I got to accept it. America is gone. It's nothing but ideas now, an imaginary idea of what it used to be. It's not that way anymore. Thank God I remember what it used to be, what it was at one time when it was amazing. Look how that's what we get now. The work ethics is gone. That lady ain't got that female driving didn't have time to park the car right, pull up in the driveway in the right way, walk over to the porch, and drop the mail down in the right way. You ain't got time for all that. And if you happen to be out there when that happened, she'll cuss you out. I ain't got time to be moving on truck in the driveway in the right way. I dropped your package on the porch. I threw it over there on the porch. And it just occurred to me is one of the reasons we've lost the work ethics is that my country is now employing and hiring people who are not qualified at all, just simply not qualified, and they are being hired because of their color and gender and all that crap. And so we're not getting the best anymore. The best people are not being hired anymore. And if anything, they're getting laid off, replaced with less qualified people. I don't know. I just never thought that this would happen in America. It looked like, when I was growing up at least, and I've been around for a minute, I am older than dirt. God made me, and then he made dirt for me to walk on. So, but I just never, you just naturally do your best without having to being told to do your best. In my entrepreneur class, we have an entrepreneur for men who want to start a business or already in business. We're trying to show them what to do. And the one thing that we talk about is to give your best service, your best. And not in competition with anybody either. It's just naturally to do your best and to treat other people's business as though it's your own. Because one day it will lead into your own. But if you don't treat other people, businesses or companies the way you would like your company to be treated, how will you ever get there? We lost it because my country is now hiring unqualified people. Look at the airplane rides today. It's not fun on the plane anymore. As a matter of fact, this is from Essentially Sports. A video has gone viral where Dana White catches a FedEx employee seemingly bungling goods to be transported. Watch this from X.
FedEx.
He don't care. He got this job because he's black. You don't care when he breaks. Look at that. And if you say something to him about it, he'll cuss you out, want to fight. They don't want to fight you. They want to say, oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Oops, I got caught, I'm sorry. They don't want to fight because they're not qualified. They are unqualified for that job. Look how you throwing the boxers up there. Just nothing. But on Fridays, I bet you he has his hand out for a paycheck. So did that black female. And the white man sitting there watching it, knowing that this is not the way it should be. My country is now a ghetto. Officially, a ghetto. It's not based on the best qualified person anymore. It's based on color or gender, whatever they do. It's not the best qualified person anymore. I wonder if there's anyone out there, one person out anywhere in the world. We are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. I wonder if there's one person that believes America would come back again. Do you really think, you really believe that America would come back again? That America would be an amazing country again? We're a third world country all the way. Anytime our enemy is allowed into our country and they can shout death to America and dare you to do anything about it, even if you're the president, then you know it's over. You know it's over. It's hard to believe, but it's over. America's over. I thought America was going to get better and better and better. It was already great, but I thought it would get greater. I didn't know it could get worse. I didn't know it would get worse because I thought human beings cared. I didn't understand the nature of human hearts. Human beings are evil. And that's why Christ said, anyone with anger is evil. You're a murderer. You're a murderer. My country's being murdered. And people just don't care. That woman like, I ain't got time to, both of them people, I ain't got time to do this right. And I don't have to do it right. I'm black. Or I'm female. And ladies, stop falling for the lie. Stop falling for the lie. Anger is not good. Anger is not something you need to be holding on to. Anger is not of God, and it's not of you. Anger is pure evil. Look at your children. Look at your friends. Look at your coworker. Look at yourself. What's good about anger? And they're telling you that anger is good. And they'll tell you, hey, you need, as a female, go out and just have a scream and yell and pay money to scream. Anger is good, they tell you. Anyone that tells you that anger is good is your enemy. They hate you. They are evil themselves, and they want you in hell with them. I don't care if it's a family member or whomever. USA Today is reporting rage rituals have garnered attention on TikTok, where they are where they're resonated particularly with women. In comments, women describe how moving it is to see other women embody their anger. An emotional expert says society often discourages women from expressing. That's a lie. They've been telling women for a long time, you need to express yourself. And they'll say to the men, you need to be like the women, expressing yourself. So that's a lie. Watch this from TikTok. That's the devil. Look at evil. Can you imagine being married somewhere else? That's what you're doing in the home. You do not release anything that way. You gain more anger. Poor ladies. Those ladies are lost because the men, their fathers, were not there to guide them. Ladies, that's not the way you do it. You look like demons doing that because that's what's coming out of you. Demons. And I wonder how much money that they paid to go out and scream and carry on. Whomever told them that, I wonder were they selling that? Did they make money off those angry, lost, hurtful women? It's like we had that discussion about water. God instilled into all people a little button that tells you when you're thirsty. It tells you when you want water, right? So you don't overdo it, right? Or underdo it. But then the water maker people decided, you know what? People are running, they're jogging. Let's make it fancy. Let's tell the people they need bottles and bottles of water all day long. Carrying it around with you. Oh, how much does that cost? Think about the amount of money you have spent on water. And now you don't have any nutrients left inside of you. You killed the nutrients off, whatever they are, but they're gone. Hake told me about the nutrient thing, or maybe Sean. They convince you to drink water all day long, and so you walk around looking like an idiot drinking water all day long. You don't even need it. God set it up to let you know when you need some water. Your body needs to function in a certain way, so you don't have to drink water all day. And then you think it's so cute when you drink water. You make sure everybody's looking at you drinking water. That's how anger is. It's deceiving. Don't you want like a real life at some point before you die? You want paradise on earth? You don't want to wait until you die, or do you? Anger and ego goes hand to hand. Axio.com is reporting that more women with children are working than ever before. They don't care about the children. They want to be like a man. And then they trip it out because they have to work. More women are working than ever before. And they are putting, these companies are hiring these women and putting the men out of work. The man can't even take care of his family. And then when the man don't take care of his family, they say, oh, he's lazy. He's a deadbeat dad. When I come back, your phone calls and super chats. 888-7753. 773. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage That's why I write about, in the first chapter, especially, how I overcame. Scam, how the black leadership exploits black Americans. They are using them, and blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663. America, what happened to my country? The Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake, Hake report.com. And you don't want to miss Hake. The Hake report. And also, after the Hake report, Joel Friday TV, he black. Joel Friday TV. Mending relationships. And at 12, the American anchor baby. The American anchor baby. At 12 noon, did y'all catch the American anchor baby on the weekend? Everybody was flying. I didn't realize I happened to catch the beginning here at the office or in the studio. I didn't realize how the American anchor baby get people to get into first class. I didn't know he had a first class. I thought the whole plane was just one. But he had cheap seats in it. You have cheap seats too in your plane, right? Anchor baby? Yeah. But first class, cheap seats and everything. It's the real deal. He learned how to fly on Google. Isn't that amazing? I just want to say those women who are doing all that screaming and trying to something about get out, you ain't getting anger out that way. That doesn't work that way. You're going to go right home and beat your husband and your children and yourself. Let me go to Lisa, a first-time caller out of Texas. Lisa, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse. I'm so glad to be talking to you, but I'm really nervous.
Relax. Take a breath.
Well, I'm really nervous because I want you to fix all my issues, and also because my husband will be listening.
Oh, nice.
So.
Did your husband put you up to call, or did you decide on your own?
I decided on my own.
Right on.
We've discussed it, but I just decided this morning, since it was Women Monday, that I just go ahead and give you a call.
Right on. Go ahead.
So my question is, how do I kill my ego?
Just by becoming aware of it, to see the evilness of the heart, and don't deny seeing it, and just see it. And then once God changed your heart, and He will, once you admit that you have this anger in the heart, right? Because you didn't do it to yourself. It happened to you as a result coming through your mother. But once you see that, the heart's going to change, and then you'll become aware of the ego nature, which is fear and doubt and loneliness and worry and jealousy and strife and all that stuff, revenge and all that. The light is going to allow you to see that. You want to be aware of it and do nothing about it. Don't call it you. Don't fight with it. Don't try to prove anything to anyone else about it. Just watch it And I promise you, it'll be taken away from you.
And just over time, like I feel like I've been on this journey to know the real me for like over 4 years now. I've been a Christian since 1998. And until I started listening to you, which my husband sent me a couple of your videos, and that's how I started listening. And then he and I have been talking about it, incessantly for like the last month. But I've been on such a journey to know the real me. And I feel like this ego and all the false me's, the identities that aren't me, get in the way.
Yes. And they're only in the way because all your life you didn't know that they were there. Or even if you knew something was wrong, you didn't know it was the ego, the not you, the false you, because you escaped into your thoughts, into your imagination when you were traumatized as a kid. And all your life you've been identifying with that. And so once that disappears, and it'll be taken away from you. So at this point, don't even worry about the real you, who you really are. Don't think about that. Just focus on being aware of the not you. And the real you will appear, and it's nothing like what you can imagine. Don't worry about that. You got to overcome the not you. You're not your thoughts. You're not those feelings. You're not those emotions, up and down emotions. You're not the lonely person or the jealous person. It's not you at all. Those are false identities. And you say you've been a Christian for how long?
Since 1998.
And what good has that done you to be a Christian?
Well, I mean, it's done me a lot of good because when I gave my life over to the Lord, then I focused on doing His will and not my will. And I mean, he changed so much about me.
Like what, for example?
Well, we gave our family size over to Him, so we didn't try to have babies, like that. We just totally trusted Him. And for 20 years, from 1995 to 2015, I was either pregnant or nursing that entire time.
Nice.
Yeah. So, things like that, things that I wouldn't have done had I not been a Christian. I stayed home. We raised our family on one income that was, my husband's a FedEx guy, and and we made that work. And we trusted God for all provision, and He provided. He was very faithful to, take care of us.
How long you been listening to me?
Just like a month.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 6 weeks.
Have you noticed that the one thing that did not change about you was your heart?
Well, it definitely like this. I remember anger being a real issue, and of course, my husband and I will fight.
Yeah.
And this was like 15 years ago. And we would fight, and he would push my buttons so much that I would lash out physically. And there came a point where I was like, okay, this is not right. This is not good. This is not who I am. I know this is not who I am. And so how do I deal with that? And so I told my husband, I said, the next time that I get so mad at you, I feel like I'm going to lash out at you. I'm going to hug you so hard and tell you how much I love you until it goes away. And Jesse, I did that one time, and that feeling to lash out never came back ever again.
But have you noticed that when you gave your life, quote unquote, over to Christ, that your heart never changed?
Well, what I noticed was that I would never have admitted to that. But what I noticed is that I still woke up every day saying, God, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. And I did forgive my parents. And this was 10 or 15 years ago as well, I really felt like I was supposed to. And, my upbringing wasn't real great, and my parents were divorced. And my mom was talking about, how terrible of a mom she was. And I was like, Mom, I forgive you for all that. Like, you did the best you could. I don't hold any resentment against you for that. And my dad, whom I was closer to than my mom, for sure, my entire life growing up, even though we lived in different states, when I would try to talk to him about it, he didn't really understand what I was saying. And he has since passed. My mom came to visit about a month ago, right after I started talking to you, and when you were saying, you got to forgive your mom, and I just wanted to make sure that I had done that. So I talked to her again while she was here and just told her that I was sorry for resenting her and for holding bad feelings against her, because I know she did the best she could. And, she was very gracious and kind of got teary and just like touched my face. But, I did that like 10, 15 years ago as well. But I still wake up and I would still think, I don't understand. I don't understand why I'm not free. I don't understand why fear and doubt and insecurities grip me. I don't understand, because I thought that my feelings and my emotions were me, for sure. And now it's so easy for me to watch those, just watch them. And they, like if I wake up and feel defeated, start out my day defeated, and I say, that's not me, and I just watch it, it kind of goes away almost like a screen that goes from left to right, just out of me.
And so, have you noticed that when you became a Christian 20-something years ago, I think you said, that nothing changed? Your heart did not change?
Yes, I noticed that now.
Right. And so, why do you think you gave your life over to quote unquote Jesus when nothing really changed?
Well, we wouldn't have had 8 kids if I hadn't given my life over to the Lord.
No, you didn't have the 8 kids because you gave your life over to God, to the Lord. You had 8 kids because you had sex.
But I may have prevented that had I not given my life to the Lord.
But
God has spoken to me over the years.
In what way?
Like a specific example?
Yes.
I was pregnant with baby number 7, and it was the day before a C-section.
Are you white?
I am white.
And your husband's white?
My husband's white.
We can use those white babies. Right on.
Well,
yep. Right on. Out of Texas, yeah, they do.
We need white babies.
I've got 4 grown, 4 still at home.
Right
7
on.
of them are boys. 7 of them are boys.
Wow. No wonder you holding on. You got a real man there.
Well, absolutely. And, I've got 3 married, and out of the 4 that are grown, and no grandchildren yet. But
let me say this to you. You don't know God. You know about...
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
Right.
I'm trying to know God. I want to know God so badly, and I want to know myself.
Well,
so badly.
Now that you... And this is another thing I want you to know for sure. If you stay with this, are you doing the silent prayer?
Every morning and every night.
Yeah, stay with the silent prayer. And during the day, just kind of watch those thoughts if you find yourself caught up in your head. But when you know the devil, you're going to know God too. You're going to know God and the devil at the same time. You're going to know God because God's going to save you from the devil. But you got to know the devil and how he's dealing with you in your imagination, in your anger, in your overreacting, in your fears and your doubts. and your strife and arguing with your husband, that's all evil. But if you really watch that, because it is God who is allowing you to watch that, you're going to know God too. Don't worry about that. You just need to know the devil and that how he has been controlling you all of your life by way of your thoughts. God said to bring every thought into captivity. All thoughts, except for practical thoughts, all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. So if you just continue to watch those thoughts, do not ever again call them you, and don't lie to yourself that you know God, because the devil makes you think you do know God and you don't. You just know about him. You read about him at church or you heard about him, but you don't know him. It's easy to know about him, the intellect know about him, but it doesn't know him, and that's what you want. And if you continue to work on yourself, Lisa, by being aware, I want you to really hear my words. You want to be present. You want to be present, not lost in your imagination, not running away from the pain of the ego. You want to be aware of the pain, go through the pain, and you'll be free. But you got to be aware of it. You want to be conscious.
Okay, so this time when I was pregnant with my 7th baby and getting ready to have a C-section the next day, and I walked into my bathroom, and I very clearly heard in my voice in my head that said, "Do you trust me?" And I knew it was God, and I was like, "Yes, Lord, I trust you." And then I was like, "Oh no, what's coming?" And the very next thought that I had was Down syndrome. And I was like, "Oh, I don't want that for my baby." And I said, "Lord, my whole life belongs to you. I will do whatever you have for me." And I walked out of the bathroom and I didn't think about it again. And nor did I fret about it. Like, I just stayed in the present. And the next morning, then when we had our C-section and my husband and the baby went with the doctor and they were gone forever and I was in recovery. And when they finally came back, my husband had this look of dread on his face, and they were tossing around all these words and like that I didn't even understand, like trisomy 21, and giving me all these facts and figures. And finally, my husband said, they think the baby has Down syndrome. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I know that. Give him to me." Like, I wanted the baby back. And then we got back to the room, and my husband was like, "Okay, why are you handling this? So what, like what?" And I was like, "Well, yesterday when I went to the bathroom and I explained it to him, and it's like my flesh caught up with what my spirit already knew." And so was that from the enemy?
I don't know, because, I don't know, so I can't respond to that. But I do know that when you realize that you don't know God, so that the devil can't deceive you with that, or these stupid churches can't deceive you about it, you will know him. But right now, you don't know him, but you will know him.
So does it take like years? Does it take months? Does it take what am I looking at here?
You're looking at however long it takes. And you got to be willing to endure to the end. Most human beings are not willing to endure to the end. They want it now, or they at least want to think it coming soon. And that's why some people start out with this message, and then it feel good, it sound good, and then they walk away from it. Some people start out, they go down the road for a while. But why? How long is it going to take? This is too rough. It's too long. And they turn back. But it's only the men and women who endure to the end. And I want to encourage you to be one of those who endure to the end, no matter how long it takes. You will receive the prize.
Yeah, I'm not impatient, and I don't give up easily, but I want it so badly. So.
I understand that, but don't want it so badly, because that's going to lead you in the wrong path. God knows you want it if you're out there, if you're seeking, if you're doing the prayer, the silent prayer, watching those thoughts. He knows that he knows you better than you, right? And he's trying to save you by causing you to go through the fear, the doubt, the worry, the reputation, the money, the whatever it is that's important to you. He's causing you to go through that so you can stop identifying with all those things and you will be free. He's trying to save you from the hell that you want to overcome.
Yeah, I certainly do want to do that. Yesterday we were talking about how Mother's Day should be called. We should just say Happy Evil Day.
That's right.
And then Father's Day should be Happy Beta Day.
That's for sure. What a mess. But listen, Lisa, I got to run, but don't worry about how long it's going to take. That's the devil telling you that. All his little demons saying to you, well, how long is this going to take? This is too painful. This is that, and this is that. He and his little demon does not want to depart from you. So it feels like you're asking those questions. It feels like you're wondering how long it's going to take. But it's the devil working through you to make you think it's you, and it's not. Let that pass too. Just get up and have your day, do your silent prayer, go about your day, and watch yourself going through doors when you're at home, get it in your car. Just practice being present. That's all you need to do. Don't argue with the devil inside of you, and don't argue with him outside of you, inside of others. You just watch. Become the watcher, and you'll be fine.
Well, is that what seeking first the kingdom of God really means?
100%. Putting that first.
And so if that's, because that's what I wonder too, like if I'm seeking first the kingdom of God and what that really means. And also like forgiveness, like I feel like people say they forgive because they feel like that's what they're supposed to do, but they're not truly forgiving.
Well, don't worry about them. Let them live in their hell. You keep your eyes on you. You keep your eyes on you. And whatever other people are faking, pretending, and carrying on, that's on them. Wish them well, but leave them in their hell.
Okay, now what about my children? Like the way that I've messed them up. How do I fix that?
Have you apologized to them for what you've done?
I've a couple of them, yes.
Have you apologized to them for what you've done?
Not all of them, no.
Have you apologized to them for what you've done?
No.
And why not?
I don't have an answer for that.
You don't
timing?
No, it's because you don't love them. If you love them, you would have gone to them, hey kids, adult and young kids, I've been wrong. I've imposed my will on you. I've been angry. I've been controlling. I've turned you away from your father. I am wrong. You would have done that already.
If I love them. Now, how do I get love if it can't come through my husband?
Hold on. Can you hold on?
Yes.
I'm going to move all call, folks. I will. So my clock, Hassan, is off again. But we'll take care of that. Hake is coming to the Hake News. Back in a moment. Get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him, I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. They may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get From Rage to Responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour one of Female Monday, the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, May 13th, 2024 AD. Stay tuned for Hour 2. JLP will be right back to your calls. There is one line open. You can call in right now during Hake News, not fake news. And JLP will be right back. Wildfires in BC, Canada, and that means bad air in the USA. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reports thousands across British Columbia, Canada. I think that's just straight north of us, if I'm not mistaken, could be mistaken. Were urged to evacuate from blazing wildfires over the weekend. The resulting smoke could last for the next 2 days, leading to poor air quality and reduced visibility in the United States, such as Minnesota and other places. And there's Gaza drama ongoing. CNN reports top U.S. officials offering stark warnings yesterday, against Israeli invasions in Rafah, predicting that a major Israeli ground offensive, same thing, right? In the southern city of Gaza would lead to widespread civilian casualties, spark a Hamas insurgency, and create a power vacuum that the terror group would seek to fill. The alarm bells from Secretary of State Antony Blinken and black on the inside White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan came after crooked Joe Biden delivered an ultimatum last week that an Israeli invasion of Rafah would cause him to pause certain weapons transfers to Israel. Blinken and Sullivan both said Biden made the determination, as if he made any determination, because he didn't want American weapons used in what he estimated would be a bloody, ill-advised operation. At least 360,000 people have fled Rafah ahead of Israel's planned invasion, so said the far-left United Nations. Far-left extremist UN. What a mess. Ukraine propaganda you haven't heard from Ukraine in a while, huh? The situation in northern Kharkiv region of Ukraine has significantly worsened, according to CNN, Commie Nonsense Network. According to Ukraine's top general, after Russia claims to have captured additional villages, expanding their surprise cross-border offensive, the precise goal of Russia's new push began late last week, by the way. It's unclear. It may be to create a buffer zone designed to reduce Ukrainian attacks on Russian territory, or possibly even renewed assault on the city of Kharkiv, less than 20 miles to the south. According to information from the Defense Ministry in Moscow, Russia now claims control over 9 Ukrainian border villages northeast of Kharkiv. Leave Bob Menendez alone. CNN and the ladies at the Skim, the far-left females, both report on Democrat Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey, facing his second distinct bribery and corruption trial in 7 years, with jury selection expected to start today. The trial involves gold bars and envelopes of cash, a Mercedes, as in a car, that fancy car, and more than that, so say prosecutors. Menendez received in exchange for granting favors for people from Egypt and Qatar and trying to influence a New Jersey prosecution. Bob Menendez is the former chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and he will be tried alongside two New Jersey businessmen who are co-defendants. His wife, Nadine, nice name, huh? Has also been charged but will be tried separately. All 4 have pleaded not guilty. So leave him alone. Anyway, Maya Rudolph was celebrated as the ultimate mother, according to Commie Nonsense Network, in a show-stopping SNL, Saturday Night Live opening monologue. She was an alum. She used to be with SNL, and she came back to greet the audience after a cold open, during which the cast welcomed their real-life mothers. That sounds cringy. Onto the stage to tell jokes in honor of Mother's Day. Terrible. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. There are two lines open if you want to jump in there at 888-7753, 773, 888-77-JESSE. My brand new biblical question. We have it now, right? Brand new biblical question, and it's a doozy. What does evil look like inside of you? What does evil look like inside of you? Ooh, I like that background there. What does evil look like inside of you? It's a doozy. If you're busy selling fentanyl, buying fentanyl, considering suicide when the rainbow wasn't enough, or smashing, grabbing, or you work for FedEx and you're just throwing the package inside the truck without caring, or you're driving up to the door and you're running over the people's grass, and whatever you're doing, you could be listening to the show. Or if you're just hanging out at the beach or working out, you could be listening to the show. You can podcast the show, but you could be listening on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. Wow, I did it, Hassan. It's getting easier.
Amazing.
Amazing. And don't forget, and we're going to get you your super chats. To donate and have your super chats read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or rebuildingtheman.com, where it's tax deductible. Rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com. All right. It's the second hour of the show. It's Monday. And every Monday is Female Monday.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
Amazing. Female Monday. I want to go back to Lisa. Before I do, though, I received a birthday package box from Sandra out of Arizona. And Sandra, thank you. We got it. We received it on Monday, and it is so good. We're all peeking out on it. Thank you, Sandra, from Arizona. An early birthday gift. I do appreciate it. Let me go quickly back to Lisa. Lisa, thank you for holding out of Texas.
No problem.
So, Lisa, do you realize? Let me ask this. What does evil look like inside of you?
Right now, I would say that's my ego.
And what does it look like?
It looks like fear. It looks like doubts. It looks like defeat. It looks like condemnation, shame.
Amazing. Do you realize you have no love for anyone?
Yes, I do.
And
I
so,
do realize that.
and what is it like for you realizing that you have no love?
Well, it gives me hope that I can.
Is it hard to accept?
Eventually. What's that?
Is it hard to accept that you have no love?
No, it is not hard to accept.
And so, why haven't you gone and apologized to the children for what you have done to them?
Well, I have to a couple of them. So, and that's what I mean by timing. Like, it's hard. Like, I haven't made the direct connection with them in order to be able to do that.
And why not?
Just timing.
So you don't see them every day?
Well, the 4 that live with me, I do.
Why haven't you apologized to them?
Well, I have no good answer for that.
You don't love them, that's why.
Selfishness, yeah.
You don't love them. You got
Correct.
some work to do, Lisa. So here's what I recommend. Be glad to now. Be glad to see now the hell that's inside of you. Do not, from this day forward, don't call it you so you can stop identifying with it. And I'm telling you, you just watch. You got to watch, though. Be at the gate and watch for when the sun arrives, right? Just watch, and you'll be fine. It will be taken care of for you.
And so when I apologize to the kids, then I'll have love?
No. Don't worry about when you will have it. When you you will get it. It will. See what you don't realize. There's not one human being who has love. Not one. But there are those human beings who have realized they only have hatred in their heart, and they have repented, meaning that they have gone and forgiven, and now God's love has made a home in them, replaced their heart of anger, heart of stone, with perfect love, which is the nature of God. And it's that love that's going to work through you, and it will destroy the old nature. It will be love, because it will be the nature of God. You'll be fine.
So is that going to come through my husband?
No, it's going to come through you.
Okay, so
because your husband may change and you might not change. You said your husband working on himself, right?
Yes.
So it will come. You're going to if you're not already getting it, you're already receiving love from your husband if his heart has changed. But it's going to come through you too.
So God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, woman over children. What does that mean?
Now that you are married, you can only get to God through your husband, meaning that you can't resent him and return to the Father. You got to love your husband by not resenting him. Don't be angry at him, and then you can get to the Father.
Okay.
Do you obey him?
I do obey him.
You obey your husband?
I obey my husband.
When did you start obeying him?
2006.
You didn't obey your husband in 2006?
Yeah, I did.
No, you were giving him hell.
Well, I'm still giving him hell now, but I'm obeying.
But how are you obeying him if you're giving him hell?
Because I listen to what he says and I do what he says.
But why are you giving him hell then?
Because I'm evil. And I don't have love.
Yeah, that's true. But do the silent prayer and watch those thoughts. Don't call them you ever again. They're not you. All right, and they will
That's
be.
hard. That's hard, Jesse. It's been me for 53 years.
I understand, but now is a brand new day. All you have is right now. Those 53 years does not exist anywhere but in your mind, and that's where the devil dwells. All you have is right now. That all you will ever have is right now. Everything else is an illusion.
Well, I believe that, and I want to know that.
And you will. God is always in the now. Right here, right now, he's always with you, but you could be lost in your head and not know that. So let the thoughts go. Don't worry about tomorrow. All you ever have for the rest of your life is now. Eternal life is here and now. And Sean make a good point, my producer. He said, you have to you have to learn how to slow down and relax. And that is so true. You got to relax. Relax those thoughts, let them pass. Just relax and let everything happen on its own. You will be taken care of by the Father.
Do I sound stressed?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
And
Well, my FedEx husband is out there. I hope he's not throwing packages.
That was him on the film? Nah.
No.
So listen, relax. You don't need to be stressed. You don't need to worry. You don't need to try to make this happen. You can't make this happen on your own. When you let go completely, that's when life will happen. I promise you that. When you let go, stop playing God, then you will have life. There's no reason to stress, and nothing you can do about it. Of yourself, you can do nothing. Of yourself, you know nothing. You can't change one iota of a thing, not at all. That's why you want to become the observer, all right?
Yes.
I'm going to have to run. Any other question before I run?
I don't think so.
Did this help a little bit?
It did. It did help. It did help. I mean, it confirmed for sure, and it also, it helps me get more centered in working on me. And I got to go apologize to my kids. So.
Have you apologized to the older kids? It sounds like 4 of them are gone already, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you apologized to all of them?
Yes.
You apologized to all the other 4, the first 4?
Also, yeah.
And
yes.
how did they receive your apology?
They received it, and as far as, like my shortcomings that have held them back, so they accepted my apology.
Did you tell them how you turned them away from their father?
I have not said that.
Why not?
But because I hadn't been listening to you.
Oh, I see.
So that's why I'm like, I probably just need to start over again and do it all. And
are you staying out of their business?
Oh, yes, 100%. That is, like my job is to get them raised and put them out the door and to be done with it. Like, I have no problem with that whatsoever. And they're all great kids. They all are living their lives and dealing with their own stuff. And, sometimes they'll come to us and I'll be like, well, you got to do what you want to do. Like, that's not, I don't try to offer them advice. Not a single one of them has ever asked us for $1. Like,
nice.
Yeah, and only one of them has chosen to go to college.
Right on. Well,
and the only reason why he chose to go to college was because he wanted to play a sport. And so...
right on. Well, you just work on you now.
Yeah.
And be glad to see that you're evil.
Yeah.
And this thing about you been a Christian for 40 years, that was a namesake only. It wasn't real. It was,
Well, I mean, hooper and hollering sometimes feels good.
that's all it's made for. It's for the ego. It has nothing to do with God.
Right?
And when you're hooping and hollering, you're worshiping the devil.
Right?
Yeah.
I have felt that in my spirit. Like I have felt like, because a lot of people say, oh, they go and they serve and they actually get something more out of it than what they give. And I'm like, that's evil. Like that's not right.
All they get is the ego feeling. That's all they get, the thrill.
Right.
But
right.
Lisa,
and I've been trying to do some short reels and tell people to stop identifying with their emotions and their feelings, and to stop teaching their kids to do the same.
Stop doing that, Lisa. You can't teach anyone right now. You don't know what you're doing. You need to be quiet, be still, and overcome yourself. And if God wants you to, quote unquote, share, He will. He'll cause that to happen. But right now, you need to be working on you only.
Gotcha.
Because these people that you're trying to save, they're going to turn against you.
Well, yeah, I mean, so that's the thing, though. When we became a Christians, we lost a lot of family and friends.
Well, now you're gonna lose even more because you're trying to teach, and you're not supposed to go and tell anyone of this. You're supposed to live it. Because your family, your so-called friends, your church friends, the people that are jealous of you, they're going to build an army against you. Your mother would turn against you as well. Especially if you finally grow up and deal with your mother like a grown woman should, she's going to turn against you.
Well, that's okay.
I know. But anyway, I got to run, do the prayer,
Okay.
Watch those thoughts, and just watch it. Don't worry about how long it's going to take. I know they're going to feel the pain, sometimes the ego pain in your body, but it's not in you. It's not in you. It's in the body, and you're not your body. And if you just watch it, you stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, you're going to be fine.
I'm counting on it.
All right. Let me know how it goes.
All right. Thanks, Jesse.
You're welcome, Lisa. 888-775-3773. Let me go to, there's a line open. Sandra is a first-time caller out of Virginia.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Sandra, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm just reading the chat. I'm a first-time caller. I was just calling because I'm engaged, and I've heard you talk about like older women dating younger men, and also when I met my fiancé. Sorry, I'm nervous.
Relax.
When I met my fiancé, I was a single mom, and he didn't really know at first. I when I was dating, because I kind of was dating a little bit for a few years after I left my son's biological father. I kind of stayed single, and I tried working on myself, and I was also working really hard to keep up with bills and things like that. But I guess my question for you is, like, do you have any advice for me? Like, should I even be involved with him? Because we're engaged right now. We were engaged about 3 or 4 months into our relationship, and we've been together for about 3 years, a little bit more. He's been great. I've been working on myself, and I just want to know what are some other things that I can do, or any advice that you would have.
How old is he?
He's in his mid to late 20s.
And how old are you?
And I'm in my early 30s.
Don't do it.
Don't do what?
Don't marry this guy. That's your son. You're about to marry your son. You'll become the mama, and he'll become the son. And you guys going to fight for the rest of the time.
Okay.
And you already have a child to raise. You don't need to bring another man in that child's life That child need his father, his or her father, and you, not some other man.
Okay. Well,
He's
what
30.
about?
You're 30. How old?
I'm in my early 30s.
And he is 20.
He's in his mid-late. He's 27.
It's not going to do what you want, though, Sandra. It's up to you, but it's not going to work.
You know, I thought about it as well. Because
You
when we
already
started our
the
relationship,
mama.
I feel like I've been like coaching him a lot, and he's done really well in life. Like I feel like I've helped him a lot.
Call you a mama. That's why.
I know, and I try not to be.
I
It's
know.
really hard.
Yeah.
But it's like I've already lived his experiences, and
Yeah.
it's like I'm trying to like help him like catch up to me.
That's never going to happen.
He's so sweet, and I don't want to lose him because he's been like the sweetest guy ever in my life. So, yeah.
Well, you have a choice. You can let him go now or destroy him and let him go. Because
So how would I?
that is your
So
mama. I mean, your son.
Mhm.
You said, how will you what?
I was thinking like, how would I be destroying him?
Because you're mama to him. You're trying to make him catch up to you. That's never going to happen. You're giving him all this advice, which is not helping him. It may be helping him in a material way, but it's not making him strong at all. He's never going to be the man that would be able to lead you. And because you say, oh, he's so sweet, that's not love. That's mama talking about her son.
So,
and he
are you
already
saying
hates
that
you because you mama.
Do you think I should try to with his biological father? He's in and out of jail.
Your son?
And
You have a son or a daughter?
Son.
How old is he?
7.
Oh, okay. Here's my best advice, but do what you want. I would really start focusing on me, myself, to overcome the hell that you're in right now. And so that you can overcome your anger, and God will work through you to raise your son so that he doesn't have to grow up with all that anger, especially not having the father there, and you don't have real love. I would just focus on me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you seek the kingdom of God in his right way, you don't need to be looking for another man. You don't need to be looking for anything but God, and you'll be fine. And if it's meant for you to have a husband later in life, it'll happen naturally and it'll be perfect. You won't have to look for it.
Okay. That's really hard.
And what's hard?
Just the thought of being a single mom again.
Why is it hard? It's the same hell you're getting right now. What's the difference?
Well, the only difference is like the emotional support. Like I'm homeschooling my son, and I wouldn't be able to do that if he wasn't here.
So you're using him for money?
Well, I did plan on marrying him and being a stay-at-home mom full time. I mean, I am full time right now. So I wouldn't say
but
using
you're marrying
him
because of convenience. You need him to be quote unquote like a father, so you can be, or a husband, so you can be a stay-at-home mom. But the relationship between you and this guy is gonna go, if it's not already catching hell, it's gonna get worse. Are you able to to get a job and take care of yourself?
I think I could work up to it.
What do that mean?
Well, I've been considered disabled for a while.
Oh, you're disabled?
Yeah, not physically, mentally.
Everybody disabled mentally. Welcome aboard. How are you disabled mentally?
I have major depression. Well, I've had major depression and psychotic tendencies, but
Oh, God.
I was
Oh,
diagnosed
God.
with that when I was 18.
All that
When I was
anger.
18, yeah.
That's
When I
all
was
that
18, I
hell
was
inside of
diagnosed
you,
with
Lisa.
it.
Sandra.
And I've been working on myself, so I haven't been putting any of that anger and frustration out at all. I don't beat my kid or anything like that. So.
You beat your boyfriend?
I mean, we argue, but
Do you
I
beat
keep
your
telling
boyfriend?
myself to relax. Yes, mentally.
Yeah, I know. He's catching hell. He's 20-something years old, and you're 30-something, and you have a kid already, and you're already angry. That boy catching hell. And you're trying to make him be what you want him to be because you need him financially. Or at least you think you need him financially. Lisa, you punish this guy doesn't know what's happening to him right now.
Yeah, and he said that we were the best thing that ever happened to him. So.
But you knew he was lying when he said that.
I don't know. He didn't really have much going for himself before. But I understand. I understand what you mean.
Have you forgiven your mother?
No.
Have you forgiven your father?
Absolutely not. My father lives in Africa, and I talk to him occasionally on Facebook.
Okay. And how about why haven't you forgiven your mother?
Oh, she's very prideful, I would say. In denial.
And what does that have to do with you forgiving her?
I just think it would be really painful, but I think I could do it still.
It'd be painful for who? You or your mother?
For me.
Why would it be painful to forgive her?
Well, I already know she's just gonna make things up and try to make it seem like it's my fault.
But that's good. That's fine. Let her say whatever she wants, and you'll be done with her. Once you forgive her, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. You've been such a nasty bitch. And I'm sorry. I realize now you can't help yourself. I'm sorry for being angry at you. I'm wrong for being angry. And you move on with your life and get her out of your life. You don't need her.
It's really hard to do that as well because she's been like the only other support that I've had. She used to watch my son a lot and things like that. But when I listen to your show, I don't want her to like poison my son. I mean, I know he's like perfectly fine right now, but it could be something that comes out later.
Just imagine the type of mother you have, and look what she's done to you. And if she has not changed, what is going to prevent her from screwing your son up?
Right.
No, that was a question.
Nothing's going to prevent her if I don't try to.
Why can't you get up and get a job? All working people are crazy.
I think I can. Listening to your show, before, I had trouble just doing basic things like self-care stuff. Like, for example, like washing my hair.
Uh-huh.
I would think, oh, God, this doesn't take all day.
Hold on, Sandra. Hold on for me, okay?
Yeah.
888-7753-773. Quick break. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. All right, folks, welcome back. 888-775-3773. This Thursday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, we're having the Women's Forum at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Every third Thursday of the month for ladies only. I can't believe this is third. Are you sure, Hake, this is the third Thursday already? Mm-hmm. What the? This Thursday is the third Thursday.
What the?
For ladies only, and then the first Thursday of the month for men only, Sunday morning for everybody. So get ready, ladies. It's going to be a hoo-nanny of a time. A hoo-nanny of the time. The ladies are on fire at the Women's Forum. Really. I'm not making it up. So, and also for personal shout-outs, graduation, congratulations, birthdays, weddings, and whatever. Encouragement. Go, and I'll do them for you. Go to cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And for counseling, we do counseling. I do that too. Phone, Skype, and phone, Skype, or walk-in counseling. We have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. And listen, folks, be patient. It is booked. But there are people who sometimes cancel or just can't do it. They have to reschedule. We'll let you know. We'll get your name in the book. We'll let you know, all right? So be patient. I understand. Stop giving the scheduler a hard time. He's doing the best he could to get you in as soon as possible. All right? I want to go back to Sandra. And Sandra has a child. She's 30-something years old, dating a 20-something-year-old guy, and in conflict about it. Sandra, how will you be... who were we talking about before the break? About you getting a job?
Yeah, we were talking about that. I've actually been trying to work on like a career that I would love, so that I know I can stick with it while I'm at home. So I've been trying to work on figuring out what that is, so that I can have something that's like a decent income. Why don't
you? Can you babysit maybe a couple other kids if you want to be home and make money that way?
I thought about doing that, but I really don't have space for it.
Oh,
maybe a couple other kids, like a few hours a day.
That's what I'm saying. Do you live outside?
No.
Do you have one room in your house?
Yes.
Do you have space?
Okay.
I mean, that's one thing. I mean, if you know people that you can babysit for, and you're okay.
I can't hear you.
If you know, can you hear me now?
Hello.
Sandra? Testing.
Hello?
Can you hear me now? Hold on, Sandra. I'm going to let Sean check it out. I'll come back to you. Sandra, hold on.
Super Chats.
Super chat. Hake is here. Hey, Hake.
Hey.
Good morning.
Morning.
Did you go see your mama?
Maybe.
That means no.
Over on Cash App, how about you?
Did I go see my mama?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
My mama dead.
Oh.
She dead.
On Cash App, Paul, Paal, donated and with no message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bond
Amazing.
JLP on Cash App.
Thank you very much.
Joseph donated for the about the biblical question, what is real power? Last week's biblical question.
What is real power?
Because this is from Friday.
Right.
To be able to forgive, !
Interesting. Thank you. I appreciate it. We dealt with it yesterday, so go to rebuildingtheman.com/fellowship.
No.
I mean church. Church. But we dealt with it, but I like that too. Thank you.
Chalice donated a couple of times over on Buy Me on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. No,
Thank you.
Saying thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ryan B bought a couple of coffees, actually 6 coffees, 1 coffee and then 5 more coffees.
Thank you.
About somebody bashing you and said, "How do you deal with the hatred, Jesse?"
By wish people well. That's it. You don't have to deal with it. You don't have to respond to evil. People can't help them. Human beings are evil, so just wish them well.
He said they were black Israelites attacking you.
Wish them well.
Danny Moore bought our coffee, saying, "All right, Jesse and the lads. I asked my question to both Jesse and James because he's little experts as well." Laughing face with tears.
Amazing.
Do you think the father should go to his son and explain about all the things you preach on your show? Anger, mother hell, etc. If so, what age should he be? Or should he wait until he comes to you? Awesome show, lads. Strong arm emoji.
You should work on you, and the light will show you when to go to your son, or if you should go. But work on you, and if your kid's an adult, young adult, like teenagers, blah, 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 you should go and apologize to them. But you should apologize to your kids anyway for being the lack of patience, not protecting them from the mother, stuff like that. But you have to decide that in the moment because you're in your own situation. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree, Danny.
Thank you.
Richard bought 2 coffees. In the Old Testament, was the Hebrews talking to God the Father or God the Son?
I have no idea.
God the Father. The Father is God.
I have no idea. It all depends on who they thought they were talking to.
Yeah. Richard bought 2 coffees. Through Jesus Christ, the Son, did God the Father create heaven and earth?
God created all things. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Richard, with your 4 coffees.
Amazing. Thank you, Richard. He created all things. Believe me. Thank you, Richard.
Greenwall bought a coffee. The MAGA rally over the weekend was reported to have about 100,000 people. Jesse, how do you think Trump stays so based even when some people are trying to destroy him?
Yeah, I heard about the rally. I did not see it, but I heard some people say it was estimated to be about 40,000 people.
Oh, okay.
And then some people say 100,000. So I don't know what it was, but whether it was 40 or in Trump's case, 30 people, it was always going to be amazing. Trump has no anger. He understands what he's dealing with. When you don't have anger, you can deal with anything. Amazing. Thank you.
I think that was over in New Jersey, by the way, that rally. Could be mistaken.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
J1D2 donated a Rumble rant. This is yesterday during church, I think.
Yeah, I'm being told it was in Wildwood, New Jersey.
Ah.
Thank you, Sean. Amazing.
J1D2 Rumble rant. Dying from the ego is realizing there is no you. You become a witness to the spiritual battle and not a part of it. Praise Jesus. Thank you. God for using Jesse in the way you've woken him up to help others.
Thank you. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. I appreciate it.
A very generous donation from Based Nation, a Rumble rant.
Thank you.
And it says, no message.
Thank you. Amazing, Based Nation.
Severio Jones donated a diamond yesterday during church.
Thank you.
On D-Live saying, amazing.
Amazing. Appreciate it.
G. Fontes 119 donated a Rumble rant at the end of church saying, thanks.
Thank you.
THX.
Right on.
Kohlberger Art bought 5 coffees. Great church. Thanks.
Thank you. Whenever I hear the name Kohlberger Art, it sounds like a beer and a hamburger.
Nice.
How mad these cowboys, out at the range, they have beer and they're
a burger and a cold one?
Yeah. Kohlberger Art. That's
nice.
A nice name.
It is.
Amazing.
Brendan out of Canada, 3 coffees. Hi, Jesse. Hey, Jesse and the crew. I want to suggest a BQ. Biblical question. I hear people talking about freedom a lot, but none of them seems to really be free. They're emotional, worried, angry, and gossip about the same people they claim to love. So my biblical question suggestion is, what is freedom and do you have it? I would love to hear your little 2 cents on it in church. Thank you again for your hard work. God bless you and the rest of the crew. Amazing.
Interesting question. Thank you. We'll consider that. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Soul Conscious 5 coffees. Jesse, Amazing Sundays Church. The young feminist lady sounded like every liberal. Fake love and concerns for others. Satan's identities are all the same. Church was deep.
It was an amazing service yesterday, fellowship yesterday. And the young girl, she just needs someone to be patient with her. She needed love. She needed someone to be patient without judging her, with all her ideas, because she's young. She's 20 years old and in college. And she was angry at her mother, yearning for her father. So she just needed someone to let her rant, get it all out, and then point the way a little bit. So I think she's going to be, if she go and forgive her parents the way she says she would, you may see a brand new girl. So be patient. It was amazing. Thank you.
Chalice donated yet another Cash App saying thanks.
Thank you.
Bond JLP. Mike Young on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Hey, Jesse, did you see the video by the UFC CEO seeing a black FedEx employee throwing packages in the delivery truck?
We played that earlier.
Yeah, in the first hour.
Yeah, we played that in the first hour, Mike. Check it out in the first hour.
He might have given it just before you played it. I'm not sure.
It was interesting, man. We played in the first hour. Thank you.
I didn't realize that guy was black.
Yeah, at the Ace of Spades.
No, he was a little bit light-skinned.
Who?
The black guy.
He looked
the
like
supposedly black guy.
He looked like he was black.
I guess so.
He might not. Maybe not. Maybe
he wasn't as dark black as that black lady who drove into the garage.
I know. What a mess. Huh?
We
Stop
use the
there.
term loosely. Okay.
I want to go back to Sandra and a couple more calls here. I'm looking at the time. Thank you. We're going to finish up on those as well. All right. Sean said dark-skinned white. Dark-skinned white?
I didn't want to claim him as a dark-skinned white since he was misbehaving, throwing boxes into the
That was a
FedEx
white guy
truck.
doing that?
It was a dark-skinned white. He's
What
using
does that mean, dark-skinned
instead
white?
of light-skinned black, we call him dark-skinned white. Because, blacks are mixed with whites.
All right. So we don't know for sure if it was a black or white guy?
Well, I don't know about we. I don't know. But you seemed to know that it was a black guy.
I thought it was a black guy, but when I reflect on it, I don't know if we really saw his face clear.
Yeah.
So not sure. Sandra, let's try it again.
Hey.
So Sandra, what is it like knowing that this guy you're thinking about marrying, he's already a little boy compared to you. He's never going to be what you want him to be. And you're already frustrated at trying to raise him, this guy. What is that like for you?
For me, well, me wanting to have more kids and already being like at the age I'm at, it feels like I don't have any other options. And I think that I'm not trying to sound like prideful, but I think compared to like most of the women that are out there today. I'd probably be able to find a guy that would be interested in dating, as long as he's into like older women, and he may be older than me. But I can't really see myself like leaving my relationship. But I understand why, and I'm gonna like let it marinate a little bit in my brain and see if I can like have the courage to move forward, get like do work that I'm passionate about, and continue just growing as a person.
Yeah, number one, you're not an old lady. You're just 30-something years old. What the? And number two is that you and no one is supposed to look for, a man is not supposed to look for a wife, and a wife is not supposed to look for a husband. You're supposed to, the right way, do what you want, but the right way is to seek the kingdom of God his right way. And if it's meant for you to have it, it will happen naturally. And then the marriage will last until death do you part. But if you go and look for one, you're going to always pick the wrong one, and all you're going to ever catch is hell. It's never going to be right. And secondly, you're like between a rock and a hard place, because you're trying to raise this other guy to be your husband, to financially take care of you and your son. And then you got your mama on the other hand. You are relying on her. You don't like her. She doesn't like you. You got to start working on you, overcome that anger. You got to face your mother and be done with her, and get yourself a job, find a job doing something, because you're just building a hell for yourself that's only going to get worse.
Okay.
You're not doing anything to make your life better. Everything you're doing is bringing on more trouble for your life. You literally trying to make this young guy be what you want him to be, not because you love him, and he definitely doesn't love you. You're trying to do it because it's convenient. It seems to be convenient for you, and he see a mama in you. He's relying on you the way he would his mother. And then your son is suffering. I would recommend you forgive your mother so you can overcome that anger. And then you start feeling better, you start seeing better. You'll feel better about yourself instead of this false self.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Well, the next thing I'm going to do is forgive my mom.
And you're going to shake in your boots because you're dealing with the devil, but that's how you overcome fear, by facing the devil, facing evil and overcoming it.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I think just one step at a time. Like,
yeah.
I can go forgive my mom.
Absolutely, one step at a time, and you'll see what to do with this guy you're dating. Don't just jump up and make a decision. You'll see for yourself what to do once you start working on you. So you can physically work if you wanted to, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So it's not like you're stuck.
Well, what my biggest issue is I don't feel like I can rely on myself.
What do you mean by that?
I like in the past, in my 20s, I tried working, and I would just have like these mental, like I would be exhausted mentally, and I would just not want to go to work, and I would just ghost my job and just like not want to go to work because I'm just overwhelmed and stressed.
What does that mean, ghost your job?
I wouldn't go back.
Oh, yeah? What?
I just wouldn't.
Are you black?
My dad is African. My mom is black.
Oh, no wonder. No, I'm playing.
the African in me should make me want to work. So I guess I'm somewhere balanced. I don't know.
So your dad is a white African?
No, he's black African.
So both your father and mother are black then?
Yes.
And you black?
Yes.
And the man that you're dating
I'm what you call an Oreo. I'm black on the outside and I'm white on the inside.
That's right. And the man that you're dating, is he black?
No, he's actually Filipino.
Oh my God. Poor guy. He doesn't have a chance. Sandra, I got to run, but start working on you. Go and forgive your mother. Are you doing the silent prayer?
I do it throughout the day.
Every day, every morning, every night too?
Every day.
All right. Every morning, every night?
Every morning, every night.
And during the day? Well, just right now, just start working on you. Your house is burning down. Now that you notice your house is burning down, start working on you. Go and forgive your mother. Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. You just been a horrible person. I know now, and I'm giving you words, but you don't have to say the exact words. I know now you couldn't help yourself, and I'm sorry for resenting you. And whether she apologize or make up excuses or whatever, that's on her. Don't you fall for them. Leave that stuff on her. Those are her pain, not yours. And you do the silent prayer. Get yourself a job or something, and you'll see, you'll start having an amazing life, all right?
Okay.
But don't feel like you're stuck.
All right.
Any other questions?
Thank you so much. No, that's it. Thank you so much, Jesse.
You're welcome. Let me know how it goes, all right?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. 888-7753-773. Brian is a first-time call out in California. Brian, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, what up, man?
All is well, Brian.
Jeez, amazing.
Amazing.
Shit, I just wanted to share my story, man. My baby mama served me with a bunch of papers December just to keep my son away from me, accused me of domestic violence, being a danger to my child. And it's been really difficult. I had a really close relationship with my son. And, just from one day to another, not being able to see him, not having no control, it was tough. It's been tough. It still is tough. But, man, I recently started listening to you, and everything you say is amazing.
And so your question for me is what?
My question for you is, what do I do to, once I'm able to get my son back, how do I make sure that his mother doesn't do what they all do?
Hold on, Brian. Let me take a quick break. One more hour to go. 888-7753. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. 888-7753-773.
Hey, listen, before I ask my question, I want to thank you so much. The silent prayer. I'm 50 years old. At home, we have a 16-year-old, 14-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And I got to tell you, introducing the silent prayer to my family, instead of just sitting down and saying the same old prayer over and over again before we eat our meal, to just be silent, bringing all thoughts into captivity. Brother, that has been such a huge, huge blessing in our lives. I just want to encourage anyone to try that out. It's amazing to look around after we've done our silent prayer before we eat, to see the excitement in my kids' faces, like, oh yeah, Dad, I had a bunch today. Or the other one will be like, yeah, I had a couple things that I've been thinking about. It really takes root, Jesse, and so I want to thank you so much, and ever since then, it's been absolutely amazing. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Tony. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. You're going to know God and His love. It's going to be amazing, man.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. It is Female Monday. Everybody loves Mondays, right? May 13th, 2024 AD. Stay tuned for hour 3, last hour of JLP coming up. Back to your calls. The lines are full, guys. First, Hake news, not fake news. After the Jesse Lee Peterson show, you guys know the drill, probably. The Hake Report, and then Joelle Friday TV, and then American Anchor, baby. So check us out, if you so please. Apple Store workers in Maryland voted to authorize a strike, according to Commie Nonsense Network, I believe. Apple Store so-called workers, or more like non-workers if they're striking, right? In Towson, Maryland. Towson, Maryland. Baltimore suburb. The first of the tech giant's retail employees to unionize made history by voting over the weekend in favor of authorizing a strike. Degenerate. It's 72% white, 16% black, 6% Asian, that town, 4% Hispanic. So, I don't know, 55,000 people over there in Towson, Maryland. Target, not going so ham-fisted, but still pushing that evil gay agenda and transgender agenda. What won't be at every Target location? False pride merchandise, report the far-left female-run outlet The Skim. The retailer confirmed that their LGBTQIA+ merch will be limited to select stores and its website this year. It comes after Target experienced backlash and a boycott last year, you may recall, prompting the company to take down some of their so-called pride merch. False pride in disgusting misidentity, right? Target didn't say which stores would move forward with so-called pride displays, but they would make their decisions based on guest insights and consumer research. Duh. Jerry Seinfeld gave advice to 24 grads. A whole bunch of people I heard walked out on him. The comedian was at Duke University's 2024 so-called commencement, better known as graduation speech, according to the Commie Nonsense Network, offering graduates some unconventional advice, according to CNN. He said, to heck with passion. Only he said H-E double toothpicks. The H with passion. Use your privilege. Something, I don't know. Pro-Palestinian protesters walked out during that graduation thing when they heard that he was announced to speak. Maybe 200 degenerates, I heard. Maybe because he's Jewish. I don't know. Drama. Novak Djokovic, he got beaten. It took 67 minutes for Alejandro Tabilo to achieve what other tennis players, according to CNN, have unsuccessfully tried to do on what they say is countless occasions. He beat world number 1 based Novak Djokovic. The Chilean defeated the top-seeded 6-2 and 6-3 in the third round of the Italian Open on Sunday in what was the first meeting between the pair. Wow. So congrats to the Chilean, and shout out to Novak Djokovic. And the based won true justice on the Supreme Court. Clarence Thomas, quote from CNN, shared by CNN. I think what you're going to find, and especially in Washington, referring to D.C., is people pride themselves in being awful. And that Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas pushed back on his critics during remarks at a judicial conference in Alabama and lamenting what he described as the nastiness and lies directed at him and calling Washington, D.C., a hideous place. And he's right about that. Always, ever the truth teller who repented of being an educated fool. That's Clarence Thomas. And rest in peace to movie producer Roger Corman, C-O-R-M-A-N, a colorful producer and director whose low-budget movies, including the original Little Shop of Horrors, I hated it on the stage anyway, helped establish major Hollywood talents like Jack Nicholson and directors like James Cameron and Martin Scorsese. He has died. He was 98 years old. Not too young. He was dubbed the King of B movies, and he flourished in the 50s and 60s. Edgar Allan Poe inspired, Vincent Price starring. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP.
to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE, JESSE. My brand new biblical question, and it's a doozy. What does evil look like inside of you? What does evil look like inside of you? That is an amazing question. We, if you're out and about, working out, doing whatever you're doing, anywhere in the world, we are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. You can still be listening to the show. You can podcast, of course, if you're not able to just watch it live. But you can still be listening by calling the listen line on your iPhone or iPad at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. Now watch, as soon as I learn that number, they're going to change it. What the? Oh. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Thursday. It's the last hour of the show today. Every Monday, I said it was Thursday, huh? It's Monday, not Thursday. Oh, I said Monday. Okay, thanks. It's Monday. It's the last hour of the show. Every Monday is Female Monday. We take all calls up. All right.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
And,
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
Yep. You have to start all over in life and start off right, and you'll be fine. It'll be fine. It really, really will. Let me go quickly back to Brian, a first-time caller. Brian said that out of California, he's having some trouble with his baby mama, and she's trying to take his child away from him and blah, blah, blah. Hey, Brian, thanks for holding. So you want to know what to do if she come back to try to take your child, right?
I want to know what the most important thing for me to do is to protect him from his evil mother.
Are you married to her?
Hell no.
And so do you have custody now?
No, I'm fighting for custody. I'm going through the process now.
And how is it looking so far?
It's looking like every other case, man. I'm basically, they're just doing whatever they want with me in court.
Yeah. Why not just let it go and stop giving the lawyers your money and giving the courts your money? You're not, she can easily say it's not your child, whatever she want to say. why not just let it go and work on you? And that way, if you work on yourself, when God give you your son back, you'll be ready to guide him in the right way as well. Because the courts are not on your side. The courts are the courts are on the woman's side, and the females know how to lie and cry and make up things and all kinds of things. But then your lawyer is going to go along with it as long as you want it. They want the money from you. They don't care about how long this thing lasts.
Right.
Why not? I made a baby out of wedlock. Since you made the baby out of wedlock. And why not realize you're getting what you deserve because you shouldn't have made the baby out of wedlock, and just work on you and let things happen naturally.
But what about my son?
Well, he's going to be suffering anyway because first of all, you're born out of wedlock. Secondly, his mother is not going to, unless you have a major turnaround, drop that anger and stuff, she's going to make sure that he is turned away from you anyway.
Right. So, I mean, I do see him every 2 weeks for 4 hours. And I do have 2 30-minute phone calls during the week. So are you saying to let go of that as well?
No, if you already have that, just take that, keep that, and use that in the right way. But in the meantime, work on yourself, overcoming the anger, staying out of your imagination, stop worrying about things. And things will work out very well for you if you work on you. No, I'm not. If you have that time with it, do not give that up.
Right. I didn't think about that. But so are you saying to let go of? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're saying let go of all the court stuff and remove myself emotionally?
I mean, you do what you see is best or you think is best, right? But that's what I would recommend is that you start working on you. Have you forgiven your mother so you can overcome your anger?
I mean, I want to forgive her.
Well, why haven't you done it?
I guess I just don't know how to have that conversation with her.
Hey, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. You turned me against my father. You were difficult. You imposed your will on me. I'll become like you, and I'm sorry. I understand now you can't help yourself. I'm sorry for resenting you. And God will forgive you. Don't ask your mother for forgiveness. You forgive her, and God will forgive you. Because you're just like your mother, and the woman that you had this baby with is just like your mother. And the next woman going to be like your mother until you overcome your mother.
By having a conversation with her and forgiving her.
Yeah, forgiving her for what she's done to you.
Right.
And have you forgiven your father for not protecting you from your mother?
I have forgiven him. I haven't had the conversation with him.
And why not?
Same reason, man.
You got a lot of work to do, man. You got to work on you because right now you can't see exactly what you're doing, and you're just going to end up in the same situation over and over again until you start working on you to overcome those things.
Right.
So here's my best advice. Do what you want, though. It's on you. You make the final decision. Forgive your mother and your father. Do the silent prayer. And then keep the time that you have with your son. If you have visitation time right now and you talk to him on the phone, I would keep that if I could. And then I would drop everything else. I wouldn't keep giving the lawyer my money. I'd buy myself a house with that money and prepare myself for my son in case he comes. You'll be ready for him.
Right. And so if and when he does come, how do I protect him from his mother?
Well, right now I wouldn't think about that because that hasn't happened. You just need to be thinking about right now. Yesterday is dead and gone. Tomorrow doesn't exist. all you have is right now, I would just work on myself and then overcome the fallen state. And if you do get your son, you would see what to do. It will be given to you. You would see how to do it. I wouldn't think about it now because that's not happening right now.
Right.
That makes sense?
It does make sense, yes.
So I highly recommend you start working on you right now, Brian, and stop fighting with this woman because she getting joy out of your misery. The more you fight,
She is, huh?
yeah, the more you fight, the better she feel because she getting a false sense of life. She know you love your son. She gonna work overtime to keep him away from you, just to bring you pain, even though it's bringing pain to the son too. She doesn't care about that at all.
Yep. 100%.
So do what you want, but I would stop fighting in the court. But it's up to you.
Okay.
Let me know how it goes, all right?
All right, Jesse.
All right, take care, buddy.
All right, you too, man.
888-7753-773. Let me go to Indiana. First time caller, Adam. Been waiting a while. Adam, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse. How are you today, sir?
All is well, Adam. Thanks for calling.
No, thanks for letting me call. Jesse, prior to, I came upon you probably, I want to say 2 years or so ago, and before that I had been searching for the Father. And I believe that I came up with some of the same answers that you are happy to give out to people too. Now, then I discovered you, and I was like, holy moly, it looks like I was on the right track over here. All right, so I believed that gratitude is a very important thing. Now gratitude and admittance of your wrongdoing and forgiveness is an important thing. But I've never heard you speak about gratitude, Jesse. What do you feel about gratitude and thanks and being thankful for the things that the Father has given us?
I don't know. Who is gratitude? I never met him. I don't remember meeting him.
Thankfulness, Jesse, thankfulness.
Meaning what?
Meaning that I have a happy, healthy family, and I'm thankful that I don't have a family that isn't happy and unhealthy. Do you get what I'm saying?
But no one has that.
No one has what?
A healthy family.
Jesse. Yes, sir. I understand what you're saying. So what are you saying? That the gratitude that I believe I feel is a false sense of gratitude?
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm grateful for things. All right. Now,
and
let me
also,
throw this one in.
if you notice, you're married with kids?
Yes, sir.
But you don't have a happy family. Your wife is miserable.
Jesse, I know that you know things. All right, Jesse, I know
is that true or not?
Yes, it's true, Jesse.
So
but
why would you be thankful for a miserable family?
Hey, I'm thankful at the times when she's not miserable.
No, even when she's not miserable, she's miserable.
No, all right. Nope. I fully understand what you're saying over here, Jess. So hold on a second. Are you telling me... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Are you telling me that there's nothing to be thankful for?
Tell me what is there to be thankful for?
The Father.
What do you mean?
The Father made me, and I get to be here, and I get to talk to you, Jesse, and I think that's a good thing.
But I still don't know what you're thankful for, though.
I'm thankful for the fact that I waited an hour, and I finally get to talk to you right now, Jesse.
I know,
it's a little thing.
But the gratitude, but I understand what you mean. I'm glad to be on the radio. I'm glad to talk to you on the radio. But I don't know what you're grateful for.
No, Jesse, and you know what? Before I decided to call, all right, and when I had this thought in my head where I was like, I wonder what Jesse thinks about gratitude, because I have felt that gratitude is a very important thing. At the very least, a very important thing for us to not go crazy as much, to understand that everything isn't always bad, and there are times when we can find a little ray of light here and there. But that being said, I started thinking about the gratitude, and a reference point of mine is the Lord's Prayer. When Jesus came out and he's like, hey, everybody, here's how you pray. Our Father who art in heaven. And so I referenced the Lord's Prayer real quick, and it doesn't say anything about being thankful inside of the Lord's Prayer right there. And then I was like, holy moly, maybe it is something right here. Maybe gratitude isn't as important as I believed it to be.
How did you come up with that word, though? I don't even know how you came up with that word.
I didn't come up with it. It's in the dictionary, Jesse. They've been saying it for a long time.
But there are a lot of words in the dictionary that should not be there.
No, I get you.
How is it? How are you able to be grateful for your family when they're so miserable?
Like I said, it's the little wins, Jesse. It's the little wins. The day where we ain't miserable is the thankfulness.
No, but even those days that you're not feeling misery, you're still misery because it's a fake feeling of not being miserable, and real soon after you start feeling that way, misery come back, and then you go back to false happiness. It's just up and down, which are both imposters.
No, Jesse, I believe you may be right, sir. I believe you may be right here. Here's the worst part of this whole thing.
Who, me or him?
Who what?
You said what now? I'll ask Joel a question. No, I'm not. Joel think I'm trolling you. I'm not trolling you about that. I'm really...
See? Thank you, Joel. Thank you, man. I felt it was a little bit off over here,
But
man.
what's off with that, though?
I mean, I fully get what you're saying, Jess. I fully get what you're saying. But we do live in a very ignorant world where people are very selfish. And sometimes I think that realization of you got it better than you could have it sometimes is a good thing for us to realize that. You know what I mean?
Repeat that.
That things could always be worse than they are right now, okay? Right now I have the ability to walk around, and I got both legs and stuff. Some people ain't got that ability, and I'm thankful that I have that ability.
And so that's why you're thankful, because you have legs, and then some people don't have it?
That's one of the things. That's just one of the little things, Jesse, that I
know, but
you
should be thankful for your legs without looking at someone else with no legs.
No, you are exactly right, Jess. I got to look at them to be able to understand.
You should be grateful for your legs, even if no one else have legs. You still should be. You should not You should not be grateful just because somebody else don't have legs.
No, and that is a beautiful point of view, sir. That is a beautiful point of view. What if I never saw a man with no legs? You know what I mean? So no, you are exactly right there. And that is so. Well, if I could be bold enough to ask you a question,
that
Jesse,
word is a gratitude. Though I think I know what they mean about it, but most 98% of people who say they are grateful, they are not grateful at all.
Jesse, and sometimes I check myself too. You know what I mean? Thinking I'm grateful about something, realizing that, this is something that I think I should be grateful of, but there ain't no feeling attached to it. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying I'm thankful.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Jesse, before I even stumbled upon you, I was silently praying every morning. And so yes, this morning I did a silent prayer. You know, and truthfully, Jesse, I apologize for being so ignorant. As someone who has consumed hours upon hours, maybe even over 100 hours, I've listened to Jesse Lee talk over here, and I've never looked into exactly what your version of the silent prayer is. Because like I said, I was already doing it. What?
Have you forgiven your mother?
Nah, I tried to do it last time I was with her because we live around 4 hours away from each other, and I was over there for a holiday. And I was going to tell you, I promise you, I had the guts to do it, but she was in one of those attitudes at the time where she wasn't hearing nothing, and I knew that it wasn't going to go over well if I tried to do it right then. So, yeah, I'm going to do it, Jesse. I'm going to do it, man.
Why haven't you FaceTime with her?
Because I think this needs to be a person-to-person thing if you can do it, Jess. You know what I mean, man?
If you can FaceTime, why put off today for tomorrow, because tomorrow's not promised to you?
No, you are so right, sir. You are so right.
So why put it off then?
Because And that's the thing, too. Even when I think of doing it, in my head, I'm all like, all right, here's how I'm going to do it. Here's how I'm going to lessen the blow. Here's the words that I'm going to use. And in my head, I map out how I'm going to soften the blow. But you know what I mean? By letting her know that she was wrong. And you know what I mean? So it still ain't even a situation where I feel 100% bold enough to just go up and do it.
But you're never going to feel bold. You're only going to become stronger when you forgive her. It's not going to happen before you forgive her.
No, and Jess, I believe, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe this is the same lie that the gratitude's telling me and stuff, is in my heart, I believe that I forgive her.
No,
you know what
haven't.
I mean? I don't think I feel the resentment.
Because if you had forgiven her, you would have gone to her.
No, sure you're right.
And how about your father?
My father's gone. Gone.
Okay. Well, forgive your mother, man, and let me know how it go, all right? I appreciate it. Is it Lana? Lana, out of Oregon. Lana, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Lana going once. Lana going twice. I'm going to put Lana on hold so Sean can check out maybe she is having. And I'm trying to get Hake. Hold on. Let me go to, while Hake is coming, let me go to, is it Pablo? Sean? Who is this from Germany, Sean? He's on the phone. He's on the phone? Ask him who is this from Germany.
Pombo.
What?
Pombo.
Pombo?
Mm-hmm.
Pombo?
Yes.
A first-time caller out of Germany. Pombo. I hope that's right. Pombo, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you. Hello. I have one question.
Is it Pombo?
It's Pombo, yes.
Okay.
Pombo.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a question about dreams because since I'm doing the silent prayer, I'm having a lot of dreams in the night and they go really long. So my question was, are dreams as evil as thoughts are?
Yes. So when
they are the same, right?
Yeah. When they happen, when the dreams happen, just don't try to interpretate them. Don't let some Christian woman at the church interpretate them. You just watch them and let them pass.
And when I'm overcoming the fallen state, will they erase forever?
Yes, sir.
If I'm overcome.
Yes, sir, they will.
Okay.
They will.
Okay.
You're gonna, if you stay with the silent prayer and watch those thoughts, you're gonna find yourself sleeping like a baby at night without worrying or all into thoughts or anything. Just stay with the prayer so that you can overcome them, because the devil will try to deceive you with dreams.
Okay, one last question. My father was in the past a big slut maker, but now he has a lot of cats, like 30 cats.
30?
Yes, maybe even more.
But how many different women?
But every cat is from a different woman, a different cat.
Wow. What the?
When I'm going to visit him in my holidays, I see him sleeping with the cats in the bed and kissing them, and he has like 10 cats only on his bed, and he can't sleep without his cats.
Are you saying cat or kids?
Cat.
Is he saying
like
cat?
meow?
Oh, cats. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said kids.
So he has like 10 cats on his bed, and he cannot sleep without having all 10. It's like a ritual. He needs all these cats to be on his bed to go to sleep.
Right.
And how can I deal with it? How should I even tell him something about it, or should I let him live in his hell?
No, I would just forgive him. Drop your anger.
Yes.
Hey, Dad, I'm sorry for resenting you. And I would let him live his own life. Whatever you want to do, let him do that. It has nothing to do with you, and just move on with my life.
Yes, I forgave him, and he accepted it very, very nicely.
Right on.
While otherwise, my mother, I saw Satan himself.
When
I forgave her.
Yes, absolutely, man. If you want to have some fun with your father concerning a cat, I would have fun with it, but I wouldn't be serious about it. I wouldn't be angry at him about it. You know how, I don't know if you know, my engineer Hassan, he has a dog.
Yes.
And he treats the dog like a cat, like a human.
Yes.
The dog sleep in the bed. The dog take dumps on the bed. The dog, everything. But, I tease him about it, but I'm not bothered by it at all.
Yes.
So that's how you should be with your father. You can tease him about it if you like, if he like having fun, but I wouldn't be upset about it.
But do you maybe know why the people do this? Why do they make the animals be their god?
Because they are miserable people, and they are trying to find something that they think that they're getting love from, and that they're giving love. It's just another form of escape. It's like alcohol or anything. It's like drugs. It's just another form of escape.
He often told me that if someone kills his cat, he will kill the person.
Yeah, he's trying to find something to love and somebody or something to love, and he want to love something, but it's not real love. It's not helping him at all. It's, as a matter of fact, it's keeping him asleep.
Okay, amazing.
So just have fun with it if you like, but don't be angry about it.
No, I understand him.
Yeah.
You see, can I answer the biblical question?
What does evil look like inside of you?
It looks exactly like my mother.
I know what you mean.
Exactly.
Amazing. Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome, and I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Call me again, buddy.
All right, Jesse. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
You too. All right. 888-7753-773. Super Chat.
Super Chats.
Over on Rumble, Canadian David is a monthly supporter on J.C. Lee Peterson Rumble.
Thank you. Amazing.
He says fruits are a better hydration option and raw meat.
Oh, better than water?
So you don't have to drink your water.
What do you mean raw meat?
That's what he wrote.
But raw
What
meat
does he
has
mean,
worms.
Not all raw meat has worms.
Like what?
Non-dewormed raw meat. I don't know.
Like what?
Anything.
Like what?
Let me move on.
I thought so.
Because it's
Thank you.
It's a fact. Anyway, it's
Did
me.
you hear that? I don't know if it's true or not, but the Kennedy guy that's running for president, didn't he have a worm in his head or something?
Reportedly, he had a dead worm in his brain.
I wonder if he ate raw meat.
That's quite possible. He's a weird guy like that.
What?
Yeah. I said he's sort of a weird guy like that. He might do some
he ate raw meat?
Unusual things. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I'm not
We
saying
don't know that he did. But
yeah, of course.
But then you just recommend raw meat to me?
I didn't recommend it. Canadian David did.
Oh.
And you're arguing with me about it.
But thank you.
Some raw meat
David.
is clean, though.
Canadian David?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. It's me, Xenia, also a monthly subscriber on Rumble.
Thank you.
I thought when you feel thirsty, that's the body saying you're dehydrated?
No, just telling you need some water.
Filter that water and not with Brita because that's a scam, she says.
That's right.
She also gave a Rumble rant. You're mentally disabled. Welcome aboard.
Amazing.
Should be a new shirt.
Thank you. That's right.
Aries one with a diamond on D-Live, no message.
Thank you. Let me take a quick break. And I appreciate it. We got more phone calls and Super Chat. The treasure chest is now open on D-Live. And I'll be back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. I haven't got to hear my laid out plan today on the show. What the amazing. Number one, the Hake report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, Hake report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And James Hake is on fire. He ain't got that good hair for nothing. And after the Hake report, Joel Friday TV, you black. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. right after the Hake report. And then the American Anchor Baby, Natural Energy, at 12 noon today, Pacific time. And don't forget to check out our merch, amazing merch, at rebuildingtheman.com/store. We have the hats now. We have the amazing Tar Baby hats and shirts. The amazing Tar Baby, Jesse Lee Peterson. And mugs and T-shirts and all kinds of things there for you. All right? And you're going to like it. It's 90 going north. rebuildingtheman.com/store. And don't forget the Women's Forum this Thursday. The third Thursday already in May. What the? The Ladies Forum at 7 p.m. Let me go quickly back to Lana, and then we do some more chats, super chats, and everything. Lana, let's try it again. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. Happy Monday to you.
Thank
How
you,
are
Lana. Happy belated Mother's Day, Lana.
Thank you so much. That's mighty kind. Interesting. That's exactly what I have a question about. Well, not really, but my question is related to motherhood. So my question for you, Jesse, is it okay to not have a relationship with your own mother? Even though there's no hard feelings, it's just a choice.
And 100%. It's your choice. You do what you want.
Thank you for that, because I struggled with that for so long, because, I forgave my mom a long time ago, probably in my teens or early 20s. But to this day, she remains very cruel and disrespectful towards me. I can only speak for my relationship with her. So I cut her off, and but I still want to do what God wants me to do. Like, it says honor your parents and all that. And, I just wondered if it is dishonorable to just not want to communicate with her, because whenever I do, I feel stressed by it because of the things she says.
Well, when God said to honor thy parents and your days will be long, he just simply means don't resent them. Don't be angry at them. They couldn't help themselves for screwing you up. They couldn't help it, right? So just don't be angry at them. It doesn't mean you got to hang out with them. It doesn't mean you have to take care of them or any of those things, Because if you do those things without wanting to do them, that's not love anyway. So it just means don't be angry at them.
Wow, that's just powerful. It's what is called liberating because it makes me feel free from the guilt that I'm doing something wrong by choosing to honor in truth that I love you, but I just don't feel like we can have a relationship, if that makes sense.
And you shouldn't hang around with her if she's evil like that, because that evil in her will destroy you. It will continue to control you until it destroys you.
That is the truth, 100%, because that's what helped me to make my decision is that I would feel physically ill after talking with her because it affected me so profoundly. Does that make sense?
100%. But what you need to realize, though, that all human beings, no matter who they are, Christians or non-Christians alike, all human beings are evil at heart. And until they work on forgiving, especially with the mother and the father, then God cannot forgive them. And that's why he said that anyone that has anger is a murderer. You can't trust angry people because their spirit is evil and they would try to destroy you. And that includes your mother.
Wow, Jesse, you just went so deep there because that helps me to understand this other thing. Your question today was, what does evil look like inside of you? Exactly. And so when you just said that, I was thinking along that question, what does evil look like inside of me is, I think, impatience with people in general, because I have zero tolerance for, I call it phoniness or deception or anything that's just ill. And I feel like that's wrong on my part. Like, why can't I be more patient with people? But when they show me certain traits or characteristics that just detract from my peace and, what I call authenticity in myself, because either I'm going to say what I'm seeing in you or I'm going to hold it and hurt myself. And so I think that impatience in me is not right, because aren't we supposed to be tolerant? Well, you're not supposed to be tolerant, but you are supposed to be patient with all people. That doesn't mean you have them in your life and things like that. But what it is, you don't have love. I don't have love? You have not forgiven your mother yet. But I have, Jesse. I know I have. Oh, you told her? Oh, yes. And this was... This was so long ago. I remember specifically just putting both of my hands on her shoulder and saying to her, Mom, I forgive you. Because she's always tried to hurt me in my entire life. Did your father help you deal with her? What do you mean, help me deal with her? Because when you were growing up, he was scared of her. I'm sorry? I don't know if, what his dynamics was with her, because it seemed like they were disconnected, like that's on a different path. So did he help you deal with, were they together? Yes. And did he help you deal with your mother when she tried to impose a will on you and be so nasty to you growing up? No. And when you were asked for help from him to deal with her, what would he say? Your mom, your mom is just excuses. Yeah. And then he tried and pacify me. My dad was very loving and very kind, and we had a great relationship up until the end. He was just so kind. He had so much joy in his heart. But my mom and him, they did not have what I call a good relationship or a healthy relationship. They hated one another. I guess so. I didn't know that, of course, and they never said that. Right, but that's what it was. That's why they were fighting and carrying on. They hated one another. They had no love. And most couples don't have love because they have not returned to the Father. Let me ask you this. So since you've been an adult, have you gone to your mother, or do you feel like you need to, and say, Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you because you screwed my life up?
and then be done with her?
I have not said those words. I did try and have a similar conversation with her, and she basically told me there's nothing I need to be forgiven for.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, then just don't hold any anger against her, and you move on with your life. Are you doing the silent prayer?
What is the silent prayer?
I want you to go to rebuildingtheman.com/prayer. Rebuildingtheman.com/prayer. I want you to start doing that /prayer, yeah, so that God can bring you out of your imagination and you can live in the presence of God at all time, and you will have an amazing life. But you're right. Move on away from your mother. Just don't be angry at her, but be done with her unless she changed or something, but be done with her.
That's what I want to do. I have done that literally, and I have peace, and I feel happy. But that little twinge of guilt of, is this right too? Because what about her life?
Well, her life had nothing to do with your life, and your life had nothing to do with her life. You are not responsible for her life.
That's fair enough.
All right?
Thank you, Jesse. You've been really dropping a lot of wisdom this morning. I mean, you're on point. I've been listening, and I really appreciate what you said to that young lady with the younger guy that she's trying to raise, start up, and have a relationship with. And,
oh, mess.
And, yeah, that was my story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. It's not going to work. And
that was your story?
I'm glad you told her. It was my story. I married a guy. I was in my 20s, though, and he was in his 20s, but he was just a few years younger. And I just thought that we were great, but we had 20 years of hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in marriage, and I thought, why did I marry this guy? But now I hear what you're saying. You just wait for the right person. If I had done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now my daughter, she's in her 20s and still a virgin and hasn't met the right person. And I keep telling her, just wait. The right person will come to you. Don't have to give it any thought.
Right. They tell her, seek the kingdom of God, and if it's meant for her to have one, God will add the right man unto her. Don't look for one, because she does. She's going to always end up with the wrong one. And just, seek the kingdom. Lana, thank you so much, and good to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. Always good to talk with you. I appreciate you. Take good care. Enjoy your day.
All right. Don't forget to do the prayer, right?
I won't. I'm going to look it up right now.
All right. Amazing. Let me go to Pete out of Delaware. Pete been waiting a long time. Pete, thank you for calling, and thanks for holding you on the air.
Hey, good morning, Jerry. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Pete.
Cool. Waiting to get on the call is such a test of patience, man. I'm sitting here. I can't tell you how many times I was thinking maybe I should hang up. But just listening, just watching the thoughts. Definitely super appreciative for your message. I've really been, watching and not responding, just watching. And
right on, man.
Crazy. The last caller, she just spoke about mothers, and it's past Mother's Day. It's so funny because in the past, before kind of getting on to some of the stuff that you've been teaching, I would text every mother I knew saying Happy Mother's Day. And now it's just like, all I did was just talk to my mom. But on the topic of mothers, my mom right now, like, I've been watching myself, working on myself every day. And I was able to get a job. I moved out, got my own place. And, she calls me ever so often. Her and my father do this, but they call and they say, why are you abandoning us? You don't talk to us. We don't know what's happening in your life. And I've been watching it. I haven't really been asking for advice. Sometimes I would think to call you, but I'm like, let me just sit down and watch what I feel about how they, kind of guilt me into calling them. I just want to know, like, is it right to engage with your parents when you feel it's right, or you should engage with them because they want you to?
You should do it when you want to do it. Not out of guilt, because if you're doing it out of guilt, that's not love. But if you want to call them up or just say hi or whatever, you do it, but do not do it out of guilt.
Yeah.
Because
and I know you say like the evil come through the woman, and it's such a strong statement.
Yeah.
But my mom is not a mean person, but I went and forgave, and I can see the evil in trying to get me to, communicate all the time,
Yep.
And I can hear the emotion. I can hear it when she's saying it nicely, but I can hear it now. I can see it now that it's like, oh, she wants to pull me into this emotional space that you kind of brought me up in,
Yeah, absolutely. And if she wasn't evil, she would not be doing that to you. She's evil.
Exactly. And so you really shouldn't be having conversation when your intellect tell you to have conversation, right?
No.
It should
absolutely.
just be natural.
It should be natural. If you want to call them, call them. If you don't. If sometime you want to take their call, if they call you and you want to take it. But if you don't. You don't have to take the call. But you got to do it out of perfect love, meaning don't be angry at them. Don't feel obligated to them. None of that stuff. You are an individual. You're a grown man. And you didn't tell them to make a baby. They decided to make you. They were supposed to take care of you. That's what they do when you make babies. But you got to do it out of love and not out of guilt.
Right. And that also would apply to relationships too then.
Say what now?
That would apply to relationships too then, right?
It applies to everything. Friendships, man and woman relationship, husband and wife relationship, parents relationship, boss relationship, all relationship. Otherwise, it's a fake relationship, and it's just going to end in destruction.
It's so crazy. We live in a world of like connection, and if you're getting to marry someone or you're in a relationship, you should contact this person every day and talk every day. Me and my girlfriend now, like we don't speak for weeks, and it feels right.
That's right. Absolutely.
But,
how is she dealing with it?
Oh, go ahead.
How is she dealing with it?
I don't know. It seems well. My thoughts want to ask her, and see how she's dealing with it. But
no, don't ask her. But do not ask her that, because if you ask her that, she's going to use it against you.
Absolutely. So I'm just watching. But so far, it's going good.
Right on, man. But stay with it, and stay with it.
Absolutely. Before you, I just want to answer this week's biblical question.
What does evil look like inside of you?
Maybe emotions.
Amazing.
Fear and emotion.
Well, I appreciate you responding.
Thank you for taking my call, man.
You're welcome. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. And stay with it, man. Stay with it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
You too, buddy. 888-7753-773. Super chat.
Super chats.
It's me. Xenia gave that Rumble rant about you're mentally disabled. Welcome aboard.
Right.
Should be a new shirt. She said.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Nice idea. Thank you.
Aries 1 with another diamond. No message on D Live.
Thank you.
Stout Beer Tonight over on Kick says, hey, Jesse, how are you? Good day from Australia. You should visit.
Amazing. All is well, and I would love to visit Australia. I've had so many people to invite me over the years and recently. I may just take them up on that one day. Thank you.
Mike Young bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse and James Hake. Have you guys heard that story where a black female judge, of course, crying racism on her flight from American Airlines?
No, I've not heard about that.
I haven't either.
No, I haven't. Thank you, Mike. I have not heard about that. So many bad things happening on flights right now is amazing.
Maybe Nick and Sean have heard about it.
Yeah, I've not heard, Mike. Thank you.
Cannabis addict bought a coffee for JLP. Hey, you have kids? We need more white babies with a Z. No kids from Hake at this point.
Amazing. Thank you.
Evgeny Crosby with a couple of diamonds. Lawrence Taylor voting for Trump. Democrats must be running out of hot sauce.
I believe that's the story Sean gave me.
He is a football player.
Yeah, Sean gave me the.
65
I gotta
years
get to
old.
some of these stories sometime. What?
65-year-old football player.
And voted for the Great White Hope.
Nice.
Amazing. Thank you.
Also on Rumble, Lily Poo said the Wildwood Island, I think that's New Jersey, right, was history in the making, and I was there for it. What an amazing experience.
Wow, you
Trump
were
rally.
there? Right on. Did you tell him I said hello? That he is the Great White Hope. I'm glad you were there. Right on. Thank you.
Thank you for the Rumble rant, Lily Poo.
Thank you.
Pastor Shadowley, monthly supporter on Rumble. There are black American founders like Wentworth Cheswell and Harry Hoosier that would have made you and I look like gibbering simpletons. 200 years ago, our 12-year-olds were bandit fighters and Pony Express riders that spoke 3 languages. Wow.
Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. That's amazing. Thank you.
Someone
Really?
bought 3 coffees. Jesse, you are right when you said the women are attracted to the light in a man when you wake up. Question, Jesse, how do I know who are the right women to let into my life the right way? With all the types of attacks on men, I have to make the right decision. Experts, any advice?
By staying present. Stay present. Not thinking about the past or the future. I'm telling you, all the answers are in the present. And you will see. You will see. You will see. It'll be amazing. Stay with it.
Yeah, stay out of your head about it.
Yeah.
Thank you for 3 coffees.
Yeah, I
someone.
appreciate it.
Wayne, I am bought a coffee. Jesse, I love the way you helped the young girl. Smashing. You slowed down, cared, and paid enough attention to shine logic upon her words to surf her out of chaos. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming.
Thank you.
Surfer emojis, but really they're snowboarder emojis. Nice.
Amazing. Thank you. And thank you for helping me to help others. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your coffee.
Yeah.
Shout out to the top contributors on D-Live, Maverick Angel.
You talked about a young lady that was at the fellowship yesterday, so you can check that out at rebuildingtheman.com/church.
Yep. The Bond YouTube channel, Bond Rumble and elsewhere, BitChute. Wayne, thank you, Wayne, I am. Shout out to the top contributors on D-Live, Maverick Angel, Psylocked, Evgeny Crosby, Aries One, and the rest of the D-Live crew. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And
amazing.
Let me just double check. Benny Hill bought a coffee. I'm a man that went to family court and won, and I'm black. I now have full custody of my son, and it was worth the money. Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you.
Wow, who knew that sometimes
That's
it works.
right.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me go quickly to first time call out of Indiana, Charles out of Indiana. Charles, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
So, very briefly, I discovered you about maybe 6 weeks back. You did an interview. I thought, this is an interesting character. He made me laugh. He's got some points that I agree with. I'm currently reading your Wikipedia page. I think I just read 90% of it. How much of it is true?
I don't even know what that is. But you can get my book from Antidote, Healing America from the poison of hate, blame, and victimhood. It is an amazing book, and I'll be happy to sign for you. Go to rebuildingtheman.com and or call 800-411-BOND to order, all right? Let me go quickly to Brandy. Female Monday. Oh, Brandy, I was trying to get to you. Brandy, let's squeeze in.
Hey, Jesse. I was calling because my husband didn't say Happy Mother's Day yesterday, and I was wondering if that was my ego.
He didn't say Happy Mother's Day to you?
No.
And how did you feel about it?
I got a little upset. I wasn't expecting anything, but all I wanted was just a Happy Mother's Day.
All
Should I get
ego.
upset about that, or is that my ego?
That's totally ego. It shouldn't matter either way. It was just another day.
Okay, I started seeing it. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, you weren't special.
Okay, I'm not special.
Right. So don't be mad about that at all.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you. Yep.
Good one. I am so out of time. I'm trying to squeeze in as many as possible. Is it Papa? Papa? From first time caller in Colorado, Kevin, New York, other callers. Get on the straight and narrow path. Go and forgive your mothers. Every human being, if you want to be free. And I realize only 98% of people want to be free. So I understand that. Most people love their hell. And if you love your hell, stay in it. You are welcome to stay there. God doesn't mind. Christ doesn't mind. And I don't mind. All right? Stay in your hell. The Hake Report is coming up now. The HakeReport.com, and then Joel Friday TV. And after Joel Friday TV, the American Anchor Baby. Thank you for your super chat, your support, and all of that. I absolutely appreciate it. Have a good one, folks. Take care. I tried to get to minutes up. I'm sorry. Take care.
We gotta show him who boss. He put a Viking in you. He put that lightning in you. Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never want to stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the lose. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
So you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know thyself so you get something went wrong, but and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus. I love Jesus. I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. but it's amazing to see it. So relax.